Hello, all you little stumpsters. It is me, Professor Ludwig von Fatpants, at your service. So anyway, I went out to the woods for a little while, and Mitchie's cutting some big ones on the big hand-cut trees on the hill. So I came back here, fiddled around with this. I got everything off of it. Should be ready. I got all the journal caps off. Crank don't look too bad, but I'm gonna have it cut. I don't know. I want to put all this into this. Some of the crank, I don't know if you guys can see this, but right here, I don't have any deep, like it didn't spin a bearing or anything. I don't know if you can see this or not. Might not show up on camera. Got a lot of glare right there. Anyway, it's pitted right here. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. There it is. You can see that. Not bad. But I was always told, you guys are a mechanic, MHL repairs and all that, you guys. But I was always told if you can draw your fingernail across them and feel deep enough grooves that your fingernail fits in them, which I can. A couple of them got pretty good grooves in them, that you should cut it. So I'm going to, this was at a Votech. The Votech kids were going to rebuild it. They wanted a project, and I sent it over there. And because school stopped and all that because of the COVID crap, it got sent back. They couldn't finish it. But that guy thought the crank was okay, but I don't know. I don't know what happened here. I didn't do this. I don't know who did or what did. I don't even know if this crank has been done once and came out of something else. I don't know. There it is. Look at that. See all the, which that's not where the bearing rides, but like, with those burrs on it, I told the kid, the boy there, Joe, my buddy's grandson, he was part of this project and he wants to be included in getting it together. But I told Joe, I said, you see these burrs on this on the side like this? Well, when that connecting rod is back on that and it spins around, it don't have enough clearance. It's going to hit, see those burrs? It's going to hit those burrs and clean them off of there. And then the first thing you got in your brand new engine is chunks of iron, you know what I mean? You have chunks of metal floating around. So why in the world they would have let that go? But I don't know either, though. They might not have been ready to assemble. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm pulling it out. So I got everything off. Got my front cover off. Got my fuel pump and front covers over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and lift this off. And I like using belts. If you guys ever get a serpentine belt that's whatever, used or misfit or something, keep it around for lifting, because they make great lash rings and they won't hurt anything because they're rubber. So we can get this up out of here. Thought I'd make a video. I ain't been doing jack lately, so we got a bunch of friends, relatives in. My wife's side are in. They came down last weekend, so I've been hanging out a lot with them. I had a little bit too much to drink the other night. I got into the margarita mix. It was too good. Ice cold. Oh gosh, it was good. But anyway, so we just been visiting. It's kind of nice to have a few days to just chill out. And, I'm getting old. I'm starting to enjoy that stuff too much. Just chilling out. But so I just got my little motor crane here because I can't lift this crank. It's too heavy. I'll get it out, wait for the boys to come, and we'll load it in the truck. I'm going to take my friend over here down the road, Slimmick Machine. Some of you guys might know who I mean. He'll do the machine work on it. And now Joe had put 2 sleeves in this, and I'm going to knock them back out because I want to make sure the O-rings are in properly. There's O-rings. I'll show you here in a minute. Oh, that's not good. That sucker spun on me. But the O-rings, have to be put in the proper procedure, or what happens is you'll have issues with water and oil contamination. So they're a special O-ring material, Okay, so there's the crank up out of there. Like I said, I'll wait for the young lads to give me a hand with that because I'm not going to try and lift that by myself. I got enough problems with my back already. Okay, so anybody who I'm sure most of you guys have on these engine stuff some, but you know, these are your main journals that hold your crank in. And you got one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold the crank into the engine, and then these are your you know, where your connecting rods that work your pistons up and down. And we're looking at the engine upside down. We put it in the holder engine. So these are your empty sleeves, the casting, you know, and so like I said, he started putting 2 in. I'm gonna knock them back out and make sure these O-rings are right. But if you look in here, you'll see these lands right here. There's O-ring lands is right here. Can't really see it that good, but see it? You can see them right there. All right. Well, one of them, I can't remember. I got a sheet over here that tells you, but there's 2 different color O-rings on these things, right? And I believe the orange O-ring goes in the bottom groove. Tip, and then the black one goes in the upper groove, or vice versa. I've got a paper that tells me. I just can't remember verbatim. I don't do this every day. But these are the pistons already loaded in the new sleeves. These are the new sleeves. You know, basically cylinder barrels, so you can pull them out and rebuild them. There's the cam that I took out on that video yesterday. I think it's. I'm gonna have my buddy Slimmick look at it and mic it up, but I think it's wore out. I just do. You know, you can see. Let's see. You can see the wear on it. It's not disintegrating yet, but it's getting down through the hardening. And once they go quick. So here's the old pistons. You know. But the whole complete rebuild kit on these are like, I'm thinking it was $2,300 for all the new pistons, all the new Babbitt bearings, all the new liners, every seal. That's not bad, you know. And if your block isn't all frigged up and busted up, you know, it really doesn't take a lot of machining. We sent the head out, had it. They used to call it magnum fluxing. I don't know what they do now, but that came back good. Whatever. New gaskets. The fuel system still going on it. You know, I got a turbo for it, so I'll be probably $5,000 into a nice fresh motor. It's not bad, you know. So, and you know, you get 5-6 years out of it if you take care of it. It's not a bad deal, you know. So I'll get this straightened away, and what I'll do is I'll take my other one, because it didn't scatter it. I think it just spun a bearing. It's clacking pretty good. I think it's either a bearing or it could be like a wrist pin. You know, which the wrist pin on these John Deere motors have kind of been known to have issues, but the wrist pin goes through there and holds the connecting rod, you know, onto the piston, you know. And then the connecting rod, for those of you who don't know, is there's the piston from an upside view. Here's a connecting upside down view. Here's a connecting rod, right? And here is your bearings and your rod. They call this a rod cap, connecting rod cap, and that goes around the crankshaft bell, and you know, that's all the engine is. But so something's clattering in there. It doesn't sound good, and we stopped it before we scattered it. I think we're fine. I think the block is still good, and I can do the same thing with it. Clean it up, strip it down, and do another reman, you know. For that kind of money, it's not that bad, you know. But you can see in this one, there was some issues going on with, you know, just being loose and sloppy. But you never know, because that machine had like 14,000 hours or 13.7. And I don't know if this is the original engine. Who knows? You know, it could have been replaced once. You know, usually, I know like Logger Wade, Old Tater, they've got some machines, I think, with original engines in them that are up in the teens, you know, 16, 17,000. Now I've got a skidder that's got 17,000 hours on it. It's original transmission, but I've done the rear ends, and I put a John Deere crate motor in it back 4 or 5 years ago. That's that 460. It's spare. I don't use it that often, but it's a good running skidder. It's in real good mechanical shape. So, but they last good. I mean, you just got to take care of them, change the oil, and try not to overheat them. But, all right, well, guys, peace out. Everybody have a wonderful 4th of July. Remember what it's all about. You know, remember we got to support our local law enforcement too. Them poor guys have been through a lot, and I'm the first to admit there's plenty of things I bitch about the cops sometimes. You know, oh, why do they have to? And what it's, you know, why do they have to enforce some of the stupid stuff? But it's their job, and if we don't like the laws that they have to enforce, then we need to go to our legislature and get it changed. Just like all these morons tearing down statues. Maybe a few of you have a good argument on some of the statues, but you don't go in and tear them down. Get your local representatives. If you have a beef, let it go through democracy like it's supposed to. We take something down, put it in a museum, fine, whatever. Myself personally, I don't know why, and I want some reaction from folks. Like, why take down a statue of Andrew Jackson? All right, he was Confederate, I understand that. But he was also a patriot in his own right. You know, there's a lot more to the Civil War than just slavery. It was about states' rights. It's pretty complicated. It's pretty deep. So, you know, it's not cut and dry that, all right, whatever. I get it. But why not put a statue on the other side of the park or nearby of Martin Luther King or Harriet Tubman? You know, she the mother of the Underground Railroad. Oh, you know what I mean? There's answers to this. I don't get it. It's just these people are friggin' morons. Just whatever. Petulant little brats. Okay, enough rant because I'll go for a big rant. So, love you guys. Have an excellent 4th. You know, celebrate our freedom and our independence. Let's get this country up and running. Ta-ta. Peace out.